Demo. Szymon. Yeah. I don't spell my name correctly. We have an issue. Release status. What else? And this thing. What else? I don't. Well, let's start with that. Let me see if it builds. Still not done. This is so slow. Okay. Okay. Demos. Szymon, myself. Who else? Anyone has demos? Nope.
I have a demo if there is time.
Who is that from very far away? Szymon. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It would be great if you had, in the meantime, if you could find a microphone, headset, whatever, because you sound very far away.
Is it better now?
It's the same, but, well, we can hear you. It's just... Okay. I will mute you in the meantime because there is a lot of background noise, and when it's your turn, I will unmute you. Okay, Barro is back too. So, status. Going to Git. No, I won't do the same mistake again. I lost all my work from this morning by switching branches and not committing the stuff before. So 7 days. 7 days, fixing that specifying a global zone as an editor shapes placement cause null reference exception. Yeah, because of the recent changes from, or the related changes that they can target the layout from an editor shape, but also hide some specific zones, I think. No, target global zones from the editor shapes from Lombic. Content fields were updated if I checked. Yep, and don't update the fields if they are not displayed. Okay. Removing a use method. Alias breadcrumbs. So we talked about it during the last triage. Zoltan created a pull request for a new feature, which is alias breadcrumbs, and we talked about how it should be implemented instead. And the day after, it was implemented like we agreed. So it's pushed. The idea is that there is a new menu item link, type of link that you can add and will only target the breadcrumb. So you can also in your menus create breadcrumb links that will only show up if your widget displays the menu as a breadcrumb. This one, null check. This one is moving the correct layer rule to the condition.
Sorry, Sebastian. A question on the alias breadcrumb link. Which branch was it pulled into?
110.
Oh, excellent.
So the role condition is that there was one of the rules, which was the rules, the layer rule, which had not been migrated to the condition interface because there is a new module, the conditions module. And I think that, yes, right after that, Sipke implemented what we talked about during the meeting last week, during the triage meeting, which is an implementation of maybe of the conditions. Yes, no. Where is that? Yep.
I think you're looking for the legacy rule evaluator class.
Yes, but this class. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So an implementation of iCondition provider, which will look into iRule providers from the previously called layer rule module. Well, from the layer module which include iRule provider, but now it's deprecated. So if your module is still using this thing, then it will be converted automatically to a condition. Okay. But everything from core has been migrated from iRole provider to iCondition provider. So this would actually have fixed the same thing, the same thing as from in lab, but in a better way. Code was quite, but now it will still have worked, but at least we have that to migrate all the external modules, iRole provider implementations. And you see, yep, Sipke changed everything else. Good. This one in menu element driver. Where am I and what is that? Exporting menu element drivers. The question is, oh, I was about, okay, why do we need all these dependencies? It's actually splitting the line into multiple lines, so that's not relevant. On exporting and on importing. Okay. Change on the breadcrumb thing. This is the pull request which has been merged, and fix the log4net config release transformation. What went wrong? This is just comment.
What was wrong? File information hadn't been updated to reflect, so the transforms basically meant that no logging was being done.
Good.
After publishing.
Then issue with base URL, but Sipke is still working on that, I assume. At least we have this fix for the commands. Did I miss it? No, I didn't miss it.
No, yeah, we discussed this briefly on Skype, that the Orchard console, or when it's launched, when you launch the Orchard exe process, we should provide a base URL, or a default one should be provided.
Yep.
And then use that one instead of the hard-coded localhost.
Yep. Instead of hard-coding things when they are required, let's make them required when we call into Orchard. Like, hey, give something, let's pass them to Orchard. Fix an issue, that's that's related. Update codeplex URL with GitHub URL, that was a pull request to remove all the codeplex URLs in the modules. This is this one. Then I merged the branches, and I'm not taking anything else unless it's broken. 1931.
Sorry, actually, shouldn't we have orchardproject.net as the website in all of the modules?
Yeah. Please open a new issue or fix it. For consistency, he pointed the repository to the repository, but yes, it could have been also. At least it's fixing the codeplex domain. At least.
At least.
But yeah, if you want to change everything to be orchardproject.net, that's fine too. Because that's what we do in the modules usually. It's less wrong. So
For every module before?
Well, at some point, and it's funny because Bertrand tweeted about it last week. At some point, we had modules in different sub-repositories on Codeplex, on Mercurial. So we had the main orchard and the each module in a different repository, and we were using sub-modules or sub-repositories. And it was such a pain because first it was painful to update both repositories. So whenever you will, so it will point to the branch it was compatible with. And also in terms of issue management, we had to check all the repositories to triage issues, which, by the way, we never did because it was too painful. So we were missing some issues on the specific repositories. So we came back to one repo. And I think Bertrand tweeted about it because in .NET for the core CLR they were talking about this. I think that was it.
Yeah, someone was trying to make the same mistake that we. Yep.
Okay. I'm afraid to do a fetch all because if I see something, I hope you don't work anymore on Orchard for the next 1 or 2 days. So there is nothing to patch again because whenever I have to make the build, it takes 3 hours.
You mean on all branches or just 110 and 193?
Wherever, even on the old branches, and I'm like, man, we need that in the release. So we need to get a new one. What is that? Good. Nobody worked on that. That's beautiful. Still, there is an issue.
Are you going to talk about deprecated packages? Modules, I mean?
Somehow.
Okay. Good.
Somehow. Well, maybe you have something else to add, but this thing.
Well, there was an issue raised by Antoine, which I thought was interesting. Okay. I saw in the history that you made a change to that effect, which was to ignore deprecated modules in the package.
Yep.
But Antoine discovered that some of the non-deprecated modules have dependencies on the deprecated ones.
Good. Okay, let's rebuild the packages. Where is that? So this one?
The third one from the top. Tasklease is deprecated. He also pointed out another one in that thread, I think.
Okay. Deprecated, but still a dependency on the jobs queue module. Oh, but I assume it's just a logical dependency because we don't use the module anymore. But maybe it's still marked as dependency, so it's an issue, right? Then scripting rules module is the rules module. Okay, I have to check that. And the dashboard is missing a lib. And related to that, Christian also mentioned that some resource names have changed, like jQuery UI widget to jQuery UI widgets. And some files are missing also, but are used somewhere. So I will check that. And all the 3 items just affect 1.10, not 193. Okay, so I will milestone them as 1.10. Well, this is sad because I had all the packages built. Everything was green. I made them with Lintigo and push just on the release. So if you want the latest release, you go on the GitHub repository, you click on releases, and there are 2 pre-releases, 110 and 193. So what I have done is I created them just because we need a placeholder right now. As Daniel asked, I copied the release notes, the what's new part, into these releases, but still pointing to the official release notes on the documentation page. Okay, explaining the breaking changes and migrations. For instance, these things that Zoltan wrote at the time. I also updated the contributors list. This is so painful. Checking every commit who did that and getting their names and their thing here. And also when we don't have the names, I have to send an email asking for the name. For instance, Kexi Biscuit. I thought it was just a username, so I sent an email to the email asking, can I get your real name? And he or she said, yes, you can use my real name, signed Kexi Biscuit. So it was their real name. I don't have I have no idea how to contact him, no email, nothing. He's from Netherlands, maybe Sipke and Daniel. Well, Sipke knows him, not Daniel. And what else interesting? New committer. Jamie and Wesley were actually new committers also. Daniel, new committer. So we have many new committers. Chris is a new committer, and so on. Alex and Alexei also. Arman. Bauer is not new. Yeah, so I updated that. So yes, what I wanted to do is just go on the 193 release and just drag and drop files I have for 193. One sec. It's fast, it's beautiful. Boom. So if you, and please try these files so that we find any issues. I've tried them locally on IIS just to ensure that the bug we had with the package on 192 about dynamic forms not being able to enable was not present again. But please try it and upgrade your website with that. And if nothing changes on 193, they will be the official releases. Good. Done. What else? Yes, the list of features. Not that many things actually on 1.10 because we postponed three major ones for 1.10.1 or 1.11. We'll see. On 1.9.3 though, lots of bug fixes. I don't list them all, just the important ones. Nothing special here. Okay, good, but everything is ready to be public. But this waiting for 1.10 now to be fixed. Questions? Oh, I also updated the roadmap. Said we should update the roadmap. So what did I update? I updated not that many things because maybe it will be interesting to see what was before and to reflect on that. Let me show you that. So if I go on this thing, can I see the version before that? How can I see the version before that? History. So this is the version before. So look at that. It was roadmap was updated last year, May 5th. And it stated, so we said, okay, for 1.10, the roadmap is, let's release that on May 2016. We are early. Awesome. And the suggested features. So improved workflow module. We are still waiting for Piotr to release his work. Still there. OWIN middleware, OWIN identity providers, JavaScript integration. Has been done by, which is been done by Szymon, but Jasmin, Antoine, and Sipke also worked on that. But Szymon is the owner now. You will see it's updated. Content tree, we still want that. Tabs in placement, they have been done. A new base theme hasn't been done. REST APIs, or Piotr. Marek also.
No, that was Piotr.
Upgrades, yeah, NuGet package. So, oh no, this has nothing to do. with that. The idea being, let's create a new get package to upgrade Orchard, still open. We have a new gallery, but we don't have a new website, and we have widget improvements. We don't. So actually, we didn't ship much that well. At the same time, suggested feature. They were not expectations or yeah. And now what do we have? I can go back on this one. I split that in two now. What is actually been working on and looking for owners. Okay. So on track. Deployment feature. OneStop is doing that. The new theme, Szymon will show it to us. If he didn't know, now he knows. So customizable dashboard. Actually, we have it. Accessibility, glimpse. So done. We just need to be approved. Improve workflow module. Same thing. Still waiting. It's been 4 years, but we are still waiting for it. 3 years. Sorry. New website and win. So if you want to work on something, feel free.
What is the new base theme item?
It's about a new front-end theme, like the theme machine 2. Something based on a popular framework, or which is much more appealing than the default one. Mm-hmm. So the theme machine is for devs. We need a theme for ready to use. Now, when you open a WordPress site, you have 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014, and so on, and they are appealing, and on a different matter, you recognize them. People, well, you recognize it's WordPress because you recognize the theme, because people use it directly without changing it, because it's appealing. So you will not ship an Orchard website with the theme machine. Never. Don't do that. It's ugly. But it's a very useful base theme. Trademark Lombic.
So this new one, should the goal of it be that it is sort of easily extendable as a starting point, or is it something that should be used out of the box without modification?
I think it's still for extensibility. Yeah, both. But what's the priority? It has to be extensible because people will rely on that, like the theme machine, and the theme machine is extensible. But at the same time, a theme is extensible by default, by definition. So
that's true, but I mean, that's obviously one of the design goals about the theme machine, is that it doesn't do very much. It's basically just the starting point, which is good when you're a developer, but it's not so good out of box. So
for dev, it's good. Yes. At the same time, but it's missing two things. It's ugly by default, and maybe it could be extensible and a good base and not ugly.
Yeah, I agree.
And also it's not using any framework, and today people want frameworks. I will mention Bootstrap. We need to keep the theme machine. It still needs to be there, but we need another one. The not ugly theme machine.
Yep.
So yeah.
So then we could keep the theme machine as the one that's targeted for as a starting point for easy extension. That's very bare metal. It's no framework, no style, no theme, no nothing. And then we have the other one that's prioritized more to be something that works and looks great out of box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then there are two ways of extending that. If the CSS is correctly formed semantically, then people could just drag and drop CSS and change the thing. That's why using something like Bootstrap is interesting, because you can just drag and drop a boot swatch, and it's a different look, different fonts and things. Yeah.
Yep.
So for instance, like this one, you see, it's based on the Scott Goose web blog and Bertrand's blog. They look very different. They don't have the same font. Well, very. They are based on the same theme, They just change the CSS. It's just a different CSS every time, and very simple variables because it's based on Bootstrap. So,
Do you think that we should make the new theme also skinnable somehow? That you can have simple settings for background color and font and
yeah. So what I did on this theme is that there is a setting which is inject CSS. The two zones: inject top, inject bottom. So you can inject custom scripts or custom CSS. I think that's good. I don't want more for performance reasons because then every page has to read the database or whatnot. I don't know. But I think it's pretty useful because you see they can drag and drop part of a CSS or point to an existing CSS without changing the theme itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just adapt that. So yeah.
How is that exposed on the? Is it like a site setting provided by the theme?
It is a site setting, yes, in its custom group theme options. Yes, it's a custom group on the site setting theme options with two big text area, which are inject at the top and inject at the bottom. So you can type inline CSS, you can type links at the top also to CSS or to scripts, and at the bottom same thing. You can type a script thing. So you can even inject Google Analytics, you can inject jQuery scripts, you can inject what you want, part of the theme. And it's cached, so there is no database hit, and it's just when you render the page, it's just injecting a pure text, nothing more. Mm-hmm. It doesn't try to be clever, like pointing to a list of existing CSS on a file system, or, yeah, no, just inject what you want here. And if you want to customize it more, then you go on the theme and you change the files, or you create a child theme. And I'm talking, but anyone is allowed to say something if they think differently.
Do you think we should have something like that on the new theme, the new base theme?
I'm not opposed, but I don't decide.
Well, I'm very interested in working on that, actually. So might put my name.
Yeah, then the issue is that it has to appeal to the majority. It won't appeal to everyone, but it has to be useful for some usages like websites, blogs, things like that. And yeah, and it can. Yeah,
is that an issue with me working on it specifically?
Oh, not at all. No, our website is very nice. Not at all. But you know that whatever you ship, people will find it ugly, or no, I don't like that, or I prefer this default, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's why.
But that's probably more true about the theme machine than whatever we could produce.
Correct. And when I did the Bootstrap machine, I didn't change any variable. It's Bootstrap. I don't care. If you want another font, change it. At least there is Bootstrap.
Yeah.
And you see that's what they do. New font and yeah, things like that. Wow, this blog is so fast. This is crazy. Boom.
So why did you bring up our website? Was it as an
No, because
example
no,
of
you
what
were there.
not to do?
Yeah. No, it's a nice website, and I knew that. No, I just to show people. I was just entertaining the audience. Yep.
You said that this site is very fast. That is true. Now you can go to the .NET blog and see how slow it is.
Oh, you have the new one?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Yeah.
The
As
new
of
one?
today, we're on WordPress.
Again?
Yeah.
So where is that?
blogs.msdn.microsoft.com/.net.
Blogs. Okay. F12. So I will hit F5. And the rest. No, that's not bad. 792. This is better.
You're on the home page. Now click on a post.
Oh, it's worse?
No, it's just not great.
Same thing. 165. But yeah, you have more blog posts and more traffic than ScottGoo, right?
I don't know.
Boom, 65. 10 times faster, sorry. And if I click on a post, it's faster. It's not faster? What the? It's not faster on the post. This is a big one. Yep, good. I know.
He has lots of comments.
Yeah, and we just have 800 blogs on the same machine. that explains.
Yeah. Anyway,
Right.
well, I'm not super happy about the whole thing.
That's fine. It's life.
That's what
We
it
knew
is.
about it.
It's a progress from community server, that's for sure.
Good. Yeah, crazy. Okay. So this was about it. Questions? Comments?
No, the idea of having a base developer theme that has no fanfare or anything, I like that because I can throw up stuff, check something to see whether it works without having to get a lot of things in the way. Because I majorly work on functionality, and when people ask me, well, it doesn't look pretty, and I tell them, well, I'm an engineer.
Yeah, but yeah, the theme machine solves this issue, but having a framework-based one will also help designers to provide or to help design it, because they know the frameworks more than the theme machine. When you show them the zone 11123, they're like, what is that? I'm lost.
Yeah, our creative manager here has pretty much abandoned the theme machine and gone in favor of a bootstrap version theme.
Yep. Maybe we should also ask Ryan Drew Burnett to if he wants to help on designing the base CSS. If you want Daniel to ping him, or if you care.
Can you? Is he a designer?
Ryan Drew Burnett. You should. Well, you know him. You just don't know why. He made Shoe Orchard.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I think I spoke to him before.
He made. This is very nice. This is an orchard. Well, he's redoing the site every month on the design, which is good for him, but it looks nice. It's appealing to my eye. And yeah, and he's making also themes on the gallery, which are also nice. So yeah, maybe you want, and he wants to help also. So see, and
great.
And this is an orchard theme. So he made a theme. It's not just hacks. So beautiful. So yep, done for this topic. Demos, release. Let's talk about this topic then. So roadmap, Daniel, to work on the new base. Code of conduct. I won't say anything. I will just let Bertrand talk. Doesn't want to.
No, I'm here.
Do you want to explain? Yeah.
Yeah. So we are under the .NET Foundation. The .NET Foundation has a code of conduct, which means that by association we kind of have their code of conduct because we're a .NET Foundation project. So a code of conduct is something that is always difficult to adopt, but it is useful. And I just think that we should be explicit about adopting that code of conduct rather than, just doing it implicitly. And this way we can actually make it our own and modify it if we want to. And usually it's something that requires a few iterations before it lands on something that satisfies most. It can satisfy everyone. So the one that is on the .NET Foundation comes from actually a community project to create codes of conduct for open source projects. It's not bad, it's not great, it's what it is. Sure, if we think that saying fuck or stuff like that is offensive, I would be surprised because it means we would have to ban Sébastien from our podcast and so on. So I mean, we can modify some of the wording. For example, we can substitute the thing about sexualized language or imagery with some statement about being discriminatory. I mean, saying something doesn't mean the same thing depending on who you say it to. So yeah, we can modify this, but I think we should agree at least on whether we want a code of conduct or not. My vote goes for yes, and then we can discuss what's in it.
So question, comment, question and slash answer is, who does this code of conduct apply to? And it's written by adopting this code of conduct. Project maintainers commit themselves to fairly and consistently applying these principles. So it's just about project maintainers, or anyone on the forum is a project maintainer?
So that's a great question, and probably something that should be made more explicit here. So of course the maintainers and the members of the steering committee, common contributors and so on, should be aware of the code of conduct and should apply it. If we need to enforce it, then we can decide what are the modalities of enforcing it. Does it require a vote, etc., etc. That sort of thing we can decide on later. But yeah, that's a good point, and I think it should apply to everyone who makes any kind of contribution, be it on the forums, on Gitter, or in code, etc. So. Basically, the idea is that we are an open source project where people feel safe making contributions, no matter what their origins and, I don't know, sexual orientation or whatever are. We want people to feel safe and to be able to concentrate on what matters, which is the code. That is the spirit of it.
Daniel, to comment, would be nice to be able to direct certain people who are particularly prone to trolling to the code of conduct.
Yeah, sure, exactly. It's something that you can, if you feel that you're being personally attacked, for example, or somebody else is being attacked, you can say, well, we have this code of conduct. Please try to abide to it, and please be a good contributor. And we just hope we don't have to take measures.
And I think at least, I don't know for Zoltan, but everyone else in the committee have been personally attacked at some point in the project.
Well, there is attack and attack. I mean,
or insulted, and I'm like, what the fuck? Sorry. I haven't signed yet.
No, I mean, yeah, we can all think of instances where people have been voluntarily offensive and have been doing personal attacks. And I think usually if you tell people, well, this is not okay, please stop doing that, that's enough usually. I don't think we will ever need to, enforce the code in aggressive ways. But it's good that it's there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and whatever, we can't ban people from the forum, from the issue tracker, from the meeting. Yeah, we could from
I'm sure we could find ways of doing that, but I really don't think it will ever be necessary. I mean, I've been doing that kind of job for a really long time, and I've never had to do that. So.
Okay.
Something we might consider it's not as drastic as banning people from forums or meetings, but there is the option of moderating, and in certain instances maybe deleting some comments who we feel to be offensive and not in line with the code of conduct.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we need to decide is what is allowed. What can the committee, for example, do in an extreme case where we feel that some messages are so offensive that they should be deleted? How do we decide on that? Who decides?
Yeah, at some point someone insulted me and then deleted his comment. I copy-pasted it first.
Yeah.
Just for historical reasons.
Oftentimes, people realize that the person who looks the worst in such instances is the troll, and we all have jobs. or we are looking for jobs, or and so on. So it's never a good thing that when people Google your name, they find instances of trolling. I think it's easy to understand that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I think this goes squarely into the heading of the people who need to read it are the ones that don't, and the ones that don't need it, well, they don't need it. I think if you act like a responsible adult, the majority of this just simply goes away, and you never have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not what my manager will tell you, actually.
Except when it's not the case. So we don't need it except when we do.
Okay.
Yeah, these things are like house rules in hotels. It's only useful in the extreme cases, and otherwise it would really matter what kind of community culture we have. So I don't think we have crossed any line in such a code of conduct ever, apart from a few trolls. So
yeah, absolutely. But here is the thing. New possible contributors, when they see that we have a code of conduct, will get the impression that we are a safe community and that we care about those things. So that's also a way to attract more people to the community. It's a way to declare that we are inclusive, despite the fact that we are mostly white dudes, you know.
Does Linux have a code of conduct?
Who?
The Linux kernel. The Linux kernel.
I don't know, but they should.
I think you have to be a vegetarian.
Maybe.
And have a beard, no?
But you can say fuck you in the Linux kernel.
Oh, definitely.
Even by mail. Okay. Great. Many demos to do. Szymon, you mind starting? Because
sure.
We've been waiting for your demo for like 2 months.
Okay. Happy to hear that. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Just a sec.
Okay.
Can you try to share again?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
Okay.
You just did again, or you just did?
I just did.
Thank you.
Okay, I can see.
I can see.
People are seeing. Are you seeing anything?
A white mouse cursor and a black screen.
Yeah, same for me.
Same for me.
It's good now. We can see.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, it's gone.
Okay, I get it. Okay, now I know. Okay, so basically, I have some more news from what you have already seen that was shown by Sipka. So I managed to make some views for content type module. I did the navigation, the top navigation and the side navigation. So let's see how it works. So this is a content type. Okay. Just give it some time, I hope.
It's compiling the view.
Okay, so this is the content view. I have to do some more last finishes to the views with some detailed stuff like field properties and so on. This part. But other than that, content types and content parts look good already. The saving, search is as it used to work. I decided on dividing the page on 2 panes, 2 columns, because there just seemed to be loads of space to be used. Of course, if we change it, it should pop into one view. Still, there are some stuff we need to smooth out. The settings have been moved to the top menu. This means I created a new menu called Top Admin. So when people upgrade to this new theme and they have added some menu items to settings, which previously was in the admin menu, they will probably show over here. So they will need to change the name of the menu to Top Admin for the settings to jump into this submenu. I think most of the settings are already done. General settings for sure. All of the modules, all of the core modules have been also, their menus have been added here. Some of them have new icons, which by new I mean different than the ones that were in the old admin theme, because I couldn't find any icons that were at least similar to those in the new theme. And what else can I show you?
The content list.
The content list. Sure. I think this is the third thing that was done by Sipka actually.
Okay.
The content list. Yeah. This is it. Mm-hmm.
And do we need to keep Sipka's gravatar?
No, we can change it, but I
good.
really like it, so it just keeps me happy when working on it.
Right.
Yeah, so this looks not bad, actually. Editing the content. The thing I will be working now is, finishing up the Orchard content type module, and having the breadcrumb work nicely, because now it doesn't work at all. Next, I'll just take on the next modules like widgets, taxonomies, navigation, layouts, and so on. I also did users, but I think I didn't finish up roles, as far as I remember. Yeah, and roles aren't done yet. And so this is all you can see on the right side are like stuff we don't use right now because we just don't have it. I don't really know how we can use it in the future. Perhaps we could add like a small messenger thing to Orchard if needed. But I think that's for a broader discussion.
Yeah, we could use use this for notifications, for example. That we tend to put on the top, but they can appear as underneath
Yeah,
here.
as well. Yeah.
Nope.
Like,
No, you don't want there to be on the pop-up
Hidden,
because
yeah.
notification usually tells you, there is an error message or something went wrong, and I didn't see that, so I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure we wanted to have it always before the content as we used to have, but perhaps this could be like a history or.
Yep, and then I would agree. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. I have one issue though. Notification type, notify type. Right now we have 3 types which actually don't correspond to notification types that are common in mainly Bootstrap themes. We have, instead of success, we have just notify or normal.
Oh, we have info. Yeah,
Info,
I've
yeah,
noticed
exactly.
that too.
And actually, we
We're missing
have
the fourth
4
one.
types of notifications in regular Bootstrap themes. So I'm just throwing it out here. So perhaps we should introduce a new type to differ info from success. Because right now I connected success to info type, notify.info.
Simon, are you referring to the rendering of the CSS class based on the notify type?
Yes, exactly. Sorry.
So how about you just set up a dictionary between the type and the Bootstrap specific CSS class?
Nope. Bad. Super bad.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea either.
No.
What
Why?
you do, you keep the semantic from Orchard. It has a semantic which is success info or whatever error. Okay, you keep the semantic, and then you apply a different CSS style for it, or you can use a mix-in to say, well, when you say info, I will use the Bootstrap warning colors, but that's it.
That's actually what I'm doing right now. But I was just asking if perhaps we want to introduce a fourth notification type.
Bootstrap called it warning because it's yellow, and they said, okay, let's link warning to yellow, but you can even just use a color if you want, not call it warning, just use the color btn-warning or color-whatever, I don't know.
So Simon, I think the built-in classes for the Bootstrap notification styles are actually rendered using one single mix-in with which is a parameterized mix-in. So we could just add a fourth and a fifth notification class that just uses that mix-in, and then we piggyback off of the Bootstrap logic to generate the style, but we use a separate set of colors.
I think that's not the problem.
No. I meant right now this is the first one is warning. This is success. We have also error, and in Bootstrap we also have info. But right now in Orchard we have 3 notification types, which is info, warning, and error. So now I matched the success to info. But what I'm saying now is perhaps we would want to have a fourth type, which was actually success, which is different from info.
So add something to the Bootstrap, to the Orchard notifier mechanism rather than.
Totally abstract from CSS how we render it. I don't care if it's red, black, or green.
Do we do that because it's Bootstrap or because it makes sense?
Yeah.
No, it makes, for me, it just makes sense. And I found it not only in Bootstrap but in many other systems to differentiate from info.
So it's not. So the idea is that there is success because it's done and there is a checkbox, and there is an info which is just, hey, this is for your information. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not
and
bad.
It's not a warning.
It's not good. It just happened.
And there is warning and error.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That makes sense. Success is sort of in response to something that you initiated, and info is just something that happened without your doing anything, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So that's something I came up with during the time. The breaking change, I spoke about that. There was one more thing, I think. I have one issue. So if you check out the code and you want to watch the admin theme under Firefox, you might have issues in some of the content definition pages because of the placeholder, which for some reason scrolls the page down to its end, and it's some bug in Firefox. I tried working around it, but didn't come up with a reasonable solution for now. So I'm working for the guys at Firefox to fix it in the meantime. That's pretty much it.
So, questions. When we started this effort, we also wanted to ensure that existing sites will not be broken, or external modules will not be broken, meaning if they still use the old tagging, it will still show up nicely with this thing.
Well, currently it won't. I didn't take that into account, really. But I will do that later on, because right now it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look good either. So let's see.
So technically it's just about creating a CSS targeting the old things
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
I
cool.
understand. It's I can do that, no problem. See, so this is actually how it looks like without touching it, like
Okay,
not taking
and
it.
and I assume in this case we can detect it's an old style,
Yeah.
maybe by having a specific main class at the top of the body only when we have migrated the pages.
There isn't very much to do. All we have to do is add a tag around it.
Yeah, but
wrapper.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's doable, and it's doable pretty easy.
It doesn't have to look nice.
not
It's
really
just
dodgy.
it should not be broken. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Can we see some fields and ends field like date time, things like that, even on your new theme? The pickers we have for date and times for what do we have? Auto completion, things like that. Like if you create a new page, you will have created date at the bottom. You see created on.
This is just like that. I think this is done by Sipka, so I don't really know how this works.
Should be a date picker
Yep, appearing.
So popping up from that field.
And if it's not from the default one, you need to update that to use the themes one, because the theme has one.
Yeah, I'll just have.
This one works fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I have to work on that one as well. Okay, good point. I'll write it down.
And the layout works fine. There is no glitch.
You mean in the front end?
No, the layout, no, in the backend, the editor, drag and dropping things. Same thing with the media, the workflow, all the very weird editors.
It still works. I didn't actually touch those modules yet, but they do work pretty nicely. I mean, well, as far as it can go. Whoa. So.
Great new. We don't care. Save.
Yeah, so it does work. Oh. Yeah. So there's just, I think it won't be a lot of work.
Or could you also migrate some of the things in the sidebar, like this list of items, this toolbox in the sidebar?
This one?
Yeah, use the sidebar for the list of things like this, or maybe for the layout things.
Sure.
Could be useful. I don't know what people think, but
I think just that the right sidebar is meant like for global page stuff, not like specific to this page data. Like it doesn't fit logically, in my opinion.
That could be a sidebar. This is a sidebar. It's on the side. It's a bar.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe this is not this sidebar.
Yeah, I understand.
See what I mean? But in terms of layout, instead of being in the same container in the middle, this could take the full right side and have a list, and that across pages we can reuse the same design for listing things like this, like in for the layout for things. I don't know. for the widgets, for all the pages where we have a sidebar. And actually, yeah, just I don't know. Maybe it's out of scope too. Okay, good, great.
Okay. Questions?
So when is it done?
Oh, just give me 2 hours and I'll be done. I just need to finish my coffee.
Okay. Do you need help? Do you want to give access to your repository to some people?
It's the branch is public, so if anyone wants to chip in, I could use some help.
Oh yeah, the branch. Yeah, so you can accept pull requests. Like if someone wants to work on a specific section, the pull request could.
So we don't do the same job twice.
Okay. So Zoltan, what do you want to work on?
The sidebar, probably.
Okay, on the widget, good. Then. Great. Yeah, I've asked Szymon and myself. I also agreed to postpone the demos to next week because it's already one, and we had to see this module. Other questions? Did I miss anything important? I don't think so. So, yep, that's it. The next meeting on Thursday, I will work on the last issues for 1.10 until Thursday. Good. Waiting for people to write. Will the new theme be adapted for Orchard 2 as well? That's a good question. We can finish on that. So I showed the work I had done on the backend for Orchard 2, which is very minimal, just to have something to display like a left menu and a central container on Orchard 2. It's based on Bootstrap 4 right now, but just because I wanted to ensure that we could, and it went with the assets, so just to play with that. We could use the same theme or not. It would make sense to use the same theme, but you're also free to start from a new one, so I don't care. Whatever people want, and it could make sense. Yeah, because there is nothing on Bootstrap 4 so far, so this could be the same theme. What do people think? Should we use the same theme already? Start with that.
That would be very nice, yes.
It look seamless if that's actually what we intend to do.
Starting from, yeah, but it's actually also kind of repeated work, and we can't reuse what you did because there are some differences.
Yeah, obviously.
But at least we can start from scratch some views, and it's easier. Or decide to break. I don't know. Yeah, same theme. The issue is that it's not the same theme because it's a new one for both. So it's a new one from Orchard 1 and Orchard 2 is new. So it's not really migrating. Yeah, so yeah, I can try to use this one. I think you have custom. I don't know if you have a custom CSS or simply need some customizations on that.
I think there's just a little bit of custom CSS. But you shouldn't worry about it. I think the base CSS is available somewhere, if not even in the repository.
Okay, I look into that. The only concern I have with these themes is if there is an issue, we need to understand. Yeah, I shouldn't. Every solution has the same issue, meaning if there is a bug, we need to fix it. And do we fix it locally? Do we fix it on the main repository of the product? Or yeah, do we own it? Do we fork it and we own it and we pull it when we want? Yeah, I assume people face the same issues with Orchard itself. Okay, I will try to take this one. Yeah, okay, good, thanks. Other questions? Nope, good. See you on Thursday for the triage. Thanks everyone.
All right, bye everyone.
Take care.
See
Bye.
you guys.
Later.
Bye, everyone.